In this video, I'm going to explain you a trading strategy based on support and resistance levels. Basically, this strategy, or this support and resistance strategy, can be used in Bitcoin, such as I'm doing in this example, and every other kind of altcoin or asset, because let's say the principle or the science behind the support and resistance trading strategy is the same for every kind of asset. Basically, the science that we can find behind the support and resistance trading strategy is that where we find, for example, right now we are trading in Bitcoin, this is the Bitcoin chart, USD, in the weekly time frame. So, identifying support and resistance levels, this means that we are identifying prices where a lot of people is willing to buy the asset. I don't mind if it's Bitcoin or Ethereum or other or S&P 500. And when we find a resistance level is a point or a level where a lot of people is willing to sell the asset. This, let's say, have implications a lot with psychological levels of price, and also, let's say, where liquidity in the market is sitting. So limit orders in the market when a lot of bids or asks are sitting in the market. The first thing that I want you to have in mind before applying this strategy, this support and resistance trading strategy, is that the charts are fractal. So when we find a support and resistance level in the weekly time frame, the weekly time frame means that every candle that we see in the chart is one week of time. If we switch to daily time frame, we see every candle is 1 day of time, okay? So we need to understand that, for example, in the weekly time frame, one support level that we can identify in the weekly time frame has more priority or has higher quality if we find or we identify this support and resistance level in the daily time frame, okay? Because the higher the time frame, the higher the importance, or the, let's say, the importance of this level, and the lower the time frame, the lower the importance of or the probability of this level being respected by price or by the market, okay? So first of all, why should what are the things that I should see to identify one level as support and resistance? Okay, basically, now in the weekly time frame on Bitcoin USD, we are going to do an example. We want to search for wick or candle rejections, okay, in one side or another. For example, right now we are going to identify one support level, okay, and for example, the first support level that I see is this support level, okay. This here, we are going to represent it with a bolder line, okay, because we are in the weekly time frame. So we are going to consider this level as a high quality level of support, okay. Why I am identifying this level of support right now? Because in the past, we can see that here it was resistance, and in the past here also was resistance, okay, but also was switched as support. And now, as the price is above the support level, okay, we consider this as support, okay. Other example, for example, here we can identify this point here, this area here, because it's not a point, but it's an area, okay, as resistance. Why? Because we can see here that the price here was acting this area as support, okay. I don't want you to see these lines as exact price points. I want you to see this as an area, okay. We have to see this as an area, not as an exact point. We see at $44,000, this is the resistance. No, the resistance area is from 40 to 45 or to 42, okay. There is a tolerance here, okay. It's not an exact point, okay. But for example, right now we have identified two main support and resistance level, okay. Why I always said support and resistance level? Because one level can be support and then switch a resistance, because you need to understand that these support and resistance level are prices where the people is willing to buy and sell at these prices for the most of the time, okay. So this creates a high liquidity area, a high, let's say, importance or high interest level by a psychological standpoint. So the people is willing to trade at these levels, and this create these candle rejections in the chart. For example, another level that we can take into consideration is here, okay, the $34,000 area, okay. For example, another that we can take into account is this one, okay. Why? Because I'm seeing here candle rejections, okay, candle rejections. This was support, then flip as resistance, then was pierced, okay. Then again, one rejection here, one rejection here, one rejection here, okay. You need to search, okay, for candle rejections, okay. So these are the main, let's say, levels that I see as resistance, okay, in the weekly time frame, okay. And these are major levels of support and resistance, okay. Major level of support and resistance. This what means that when we are approaching these levels, you can expect a rejection from price. Indeed, if we see this level here in the past was acting as support, then as resistance, then again as support, then again as resistance, and then the price goes down. And now when the price is approaching this 46,000K level in Bitcoin, is acting also a resistance again, okay? So as I said, these levels are formed by the market, by psychological triggers of price, by liquidity, limit orders, call it whatever you want, but they work pretty well. One of the things that this kind of trading strategy based on support and resistance works pretty well is because Bitcoin and other altcoins, okay, often trade in ranges. So you can see that, for example, here the price was trading for a lot of weeks in this range, okay, in this range here. So if you identify the support and resistance levels, you can open swing trades based on these support and resistance levels. So you can expect that when the price is at the bottom of the range, you can buy, and when it's at the higher part of the range, you can sell, and so on, okay. If the support was broken, you can buy in the broke of the support, hold, and then sell again in the higher part of the resistance of the range, okay. So this is very useful to trade in swing trades, okay, to hold spot trades and let's say hold it for 2-3 weeks and then sell, buy a support, sell a resistance. Very easy, very simple, without liquidation prices and without leverage, okay. So this is my main strategy to find support and resistance levels. Now, when we have found the let's say the higher time frame support and resistance levels, we can switch to the daily time frame, okay. Now in the daily time frame, we can find another support and resistance levels, but these support and resistance levels will be with less priority than the support and resistance levels that we found in the weekly time frame. So for example, right now, here, I'm seeing, for example, let's see here, I see another support and resistance level, okay? We are going to change the boldness of this line. This is thinner line, a thinner line. Why I select this? Because as we can see here, the price is acting as support here, okay? We can see here that is acting as support, many weak rejections in the daily time frame, okay? And also in the past, it was acting as support and resistance level in the same area, okay? In the same area, in the same area, in the same area, in the same area, and in the same area. So the more times you find the price bouncing and getting rejected and flipping from support or resistance in one area, the more the price is doing this, the higher the quality of this support and resistance level, okay? So another that we can find here is this in the daily time frame, okay? This area here. We can see this because here we see, okay, support, broken, then support again, then resistance, okay, then again it flip a support, okay. I know that this is the same color, so maybe it's confusing you, and I'm using just to differentiate the support and resistance levels, the boldness of the lines, but I know that the idea is pretty clear. Also here, you can find another support and resistance area, okay? For example here, the price is acting resistance, then support, broken, resistance again, then support, broken, okay? Another area, for example here, in the daily time frame, okay? You can see here, is acting as support, then is broken, support again, support, broken, resistance, then pierced, then broken, resistance, resistance, then flipped as support, okay? This is my main strategy to find support and resistance levels. And as I said before, when you are trading Bitcoin, altcoins, or Ethereum, or mainly on altcoins and Bitcoin, these types of assets often used to move in ranges, okay? So let's say that you take this range here, okay? You take this range here, okay? And you want to trade this range. You identify this support level and this resistance level. So for example, you buy at support here, sell at resistance, you wait, in the middle of the range you cannot, I don't advise you to buy or sell, because in the middle is difficult to see if the price is going back into the higher part of the range or at the lower part of the range. But if you are in the lower part of the range, you can buy and then sell again at resistance. You here wait, again, we are in the bottom of the range, you buy and sell at resistance, okay? This is a pretty simple trading strategy that you can do, okay? Also here, you can identify this support level, then it's broken. You here, if you are in spot, you have to hold, okay? Here we can put another, okay, for example, support level, because once this support level is broken, we can identify a new support level, okay? For example, around this area, okay? As I said, this is not 100% precise. You need to understand this as an area of support, okay? And for example, you need to understand this as an area of resistance, okay? Not just a single price point, okay? An area. You don't have to sell right at the price that is the line in the chart. You need to buy around these areas when you see depletion in the candles, okay? So now that we have identified this support and resistance level in the daily time frame, we switch to the 4-hour time frame, okay? And again, here in the 4-hour time frame, you will find more volatility, more weak rejections, okay? And you should also consider the already support and resistance level that you have found in the previous higher time frames, in the weekly or in the daily. And if you find another high quality support and resistance levels, for example here, okay, we switch the boldness of this line to 2 right now. It's more thinner because it's a lower time frame, so we assign to this line, to this support or resistance line, a lower probability of being respected by price because the time frame is lower. The lower the time frame, the lower the probability of this level being respected. The higher the time frame, the higher the probability that this level is being respected as support and resistance by the market. Okay, but you have the idea by now. Okay, you can switch between time frames. Okay, and you do the same process. You search for weak rejections where the price, a lot of people was willing to buy and sell. Here, for example, we have a clear range. Okay, also here we can identify a clear range. Okay, another range here. Okay. And you can trade within these ranges because, as I said before, Bitcoin and altcoins move within these ranges. And you can, for example, you identify this as support level. You buy at support, sell at resistance. Again, we are at support, sell at resistance. We broke support, we bought here, we hold, buy sell at resistance. Okay, again, another range. Okay, here inside of this range that you can think that there is no volatility. If you zoom in, you can see that this is the middle of the range. Okay, this is the lower part of the range, more precise. Okay, in the 4-hour time frame. Okay, so you can buy here, sell here, buy here, sell here, buy here, sell here, buy here, sell here. Okay, you can trade these ranges, and this is very effective because you are trading just with price action and support and resistance levels. And if you are clever enough to identify these levels, that as you have already seen is very easy, you can do a very successful trades with no indicators, without using volumes, EMAs, without using anything, just a clean chart and support and resistance. And as I said, if you find these support and resistance levels in the higher time frame, you can expect often a rejection in the price in one side, a support, or a resistance in the other. Often there are also fake outs, as right here we see that this is a high quality support level that was broken, but it was broken because a lot of people that was expecting to go long was putting their stop losses there, so they are creating liquidity below the support level. Then the price breaks the support level, liquidates all these longs, okay, that are sitting here, they liquidates or triggers their stop loss, and then it triggers a mean reversion trade that the price reverses to the opposite side, respecting indeed the support, the initially marked support level here in the weekly time frame. Okay, so it's very simple, this strategy. As you said, you can switch between time frames. You can do this also in the 1 hour chart, okay, to do more an intraday trading strategy. For example, here, if you are in the 1 hour chart, you can find also support and resistance levels here. Obviously, as we are in the 1 hour chart, we are going to change the boldness of this line. Okay, again here, another support and resistance level. Okay, again here. Okay, so here. Okay, so you can trade these ranges in every time frame. Also in the 50-minute time frames, you can find another support and resistance levels that you don't see in the hourly time frame or in the weekly time frame or in the, okay, you can see here, okay, it was support, then broke, then flip a resistance, then this flip into support. Okay, so this is the idea. Very simple trading strategy. You buy at support, you sell at resistance, and you use the time frames to evaluate the probability of this support and resistance area of being respected by the price. The quality of this support and resistance, the higher the time frame, the higher the quality, the lower the time frame, the lower the quality. Okay, so basically you can apply this strategy to Litecoin, to Ethereum, to Polkadot, to every kind of crypto asset that you want to trade. Also in S&P 500, on Nasdaq, and every kind of asset. You can identify this because basically the market is telling you by a price action standpoint that a lot of people or a lot of liquidity is sitting around these areas. Okay, so the price is willing to be rejected when it reaches these areas, and you can use these areas in your advantage to buy and sell the asset and trade it around these ranges. As I said, this works like hell in Bitcoin and other crypto assets because they often trade in accumulation and distribution ranges, and then they have their expansion phases. Okay, for example, here we can see that is a distribution range because here the asset is distributing, and here it was the expansion. Okay, expansion, distribution, expansion, redistribution. Okay, in the other hand, we have here accumulation, expansion, distribution, expansion, accumulation, expansion. This is another topic. Okay, but often these types of crypto assets trade within ranges. That's why this support and resistance strategy works pretty well. The last thing that I want to tell you is that, as you can see right now, the chart is most messy, is getting messy because you are drawing a lot of lines here. Okay, and you can get very mad. That's why I recommend you to use different colors or different boldness in the ranges that you are drawing into the chart. Okay, obviously if you are trading this range here, I will delete all these lines of the previous ranges and I will leave only the lines of support and resistance lines of the current range that the price is trading, because the other way I will become mad seeing all these lines and I will get confused. The chart is getting messy and I will get distracted with all these lines in the chart. Okay, so before ending the video, I encourage you to follow me on Twitter at trading_soldier, where you can find a lot of trading ideas, also videos like this one, where I publish daily trading ideas on many assets, on Bitcoin, on Litecoin, on Compound, and other things. So I also do a market analysis on a daily basis. Also, you can follow me on Instagram at tradingsoldierofficial. This is my handle, tradingsoldierofficial, without dots, without underscore. just Trading Soldier Official, where you can see also a little bit of my personal life, my stories and other things. And also, if you want to learn more how to become a better trader for free, you can visit my website, trading-soldier.com, where you can find a lot of free articles where I post these videos and also written content so you can read it with captions and with screenshots explaining trading strategies and also other types of, let's say, indicators on TradingView and other types of content that will be useful for you to develop your strategies as a trader. So thank you for your time, and we see you in the next video.